The results of the DUP's first leadership contest in its 50-year history are in.
Right, can you give us a bit of a wave?
Previous leaders have been anointed rather than voted for, and the winner is Edwin Poots.
My agenda is reform to inspire and reinvigorate unionism.
So, who is he? His father, Charlie Poots, was close to the Reverend Ian Paisley and was one of the first members of the DUP in the early 70s. His son Edwin joined the party when he was just 16, along with his family, committed members of Paisley's Free Presbyterian Church. This is Poots country. The family are farmers on the outskirts of Lisburn. To understand the man, you have to understand the place. He's from, the rural farming communities in the hinterlands around Lisburn. Apart from the DUP, three things matter to Edwin Poots: family, farm, faith. Poots believes in creationism, that the world is 6,000 years old. He's deeply conservative on social issues, tried to maintain a ban on blood donations from gay men, for example. Despite the hard line on social issues, though, he has a reputation for pragmatism when it comes to politics, and in particular when dealing with Sinn Féin. But top of the DUP leaders' to-do list is the Northern Irish Protocol, the post-Brexit deal amounting to a trade border down the Irish Sea. It's the touchstone issue that has sparked street demonstrations in loyalist neighbourhoods. Although ultimately not within the DUP's gift to deliver, there was tough talk ahead of the vote today about scrapping the protocol. Edwin Poots has talked at least about derailing the protocol as opposed to reforming it. He will be aware, though, that legal challenges aside, some version of the protocol is likely to stay in place, which then brings him to the nuclear option, whether to threaten to bring down Stormont if the protocol remains. And the problem with that, of course, is that many unionist moderate voters would not forgive him for that. Remember, crucially, there are Northern Irish Assembly elections here next year. After the DUP cancelled one-to-one interviews with the new leader at the last minute today, we tried to ask him about the protocol. Edwin, just very quickly, would you like to see the protocol? Do you want to see it ditched or diluted?
Thank you.
You ditched the interview with us earlier, though. Just that one question, Edwin, no? Poots' Assembly constituency includes the city of Lisburn. His leadership of the DUP will not only define the party's future, it will do the same for Northern Ireland, and perhaps indeed the Union as we know it. So the big questions now for Edwin Poots. What will his approach be to the Northern Irish Protocol? Remember, he was the Agriculture Minister, so worked hard to undo some of the knots around it. Will he continue with that, or will his approach be something more scorched earth? Next question, who will he appoint as his First Minister? He's divided out the roles. He's leader of the DUP. Who will he nominate as First Minister? We've got elections here next summer. If Sinn Féin become the biggest party off the back of that, will the DUP candidate happily serve alongside a Sinn Féin First Minister? Finally, we wanted to ask, how old is the Giant's Causeway? We would have asked those questions if our interview had been challenged. And that is telling that happened not because it's left some disgruntled journalists in its wake. No one cares about that. It's telling because it speaks to the fact that Poots is going to do things differently now. And I have to say, if I were one of the senior DUP backroom staff that were brought in by Arlene Foster over the years, I would be feeling a little nervous about my position this evening.